The 100 Klip River in Gauteng, a vital water source feeding into the Vaal River System, has, however, the river system reached critical pollution levels. The pollution levels are so high that they seriously threaten the communities and the ecosystems that depend on it. A recent environmental assessment study by researchers from the University of Johannesburg has exposed the alarming presence of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons in the river's sediments. Let's expand the conversation. We speak to Dr Ferrial Adam, WaterCAN Executive Manager, for more. A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. Dangerous organic chemicals have been uncovered in the river's sediments. What are we facing here?
Good evening, and good evening to all your viewers. I think that this is something that we've been trying to, not specifically to the organic compounds, but the level of poison and the level of pollution in our rivers is something we've been trying to raise awareness for a number of years. In fact, we laid criminal charges against the city of Johannesburg for the pollution in the Klip River. So what we're seeing in the Klip River is a toxic sludge of industrial pollution as well as municipal pollution.
With that, what sort of danger are we looking at here as we assess the stretch of water, how it sustains families, livestock, and the local ecosystem?
I think that you've mentioned a few of the compounds, but together with, bacteria and E. coli, which can lead to cholera, you're talking about something that will directly affect people's health in the short term, but as well in the long term, because you're looking at issues like cancers and other long-term diseases that could be that could arise because of this. So this is not just an ecosystem threat; it's a threat to food security, because of course you then affect, if you use that water for irrigation, it's a problem, and then you affect public health as well.
So what sort of point does it bring us to right now? You speak about having raised the alarm before. Where are you standing with this matter, considering the massive challenges and the ripple effect on society and communities?
So this study that the UJ group has found is a new one, right? And we were looking at specifically the waste from a wastewater treatment work. This one adds to that. And we still, can you believe it, 2 years later, we are still waiting for the investigation to be complete. I don't know why it would take so long when that river has been polluted, and it's been polluted for the last 5 years. So really the wheels of justice are moving quite slow on this one.
The alarming presence of what is called polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons in the river sediments, what exactly is that?
So I think that comes directly from industrial pollution. So it tells you that is not a natural kind of toxin. And the polycarbons that you find in your soil, and that would be more in your soil and water, is because of pollution that has settled. And that can directly affect people's systems. It can cause cancers. It's very toxic to human beings and animals, actually.
The Klip River in Gauteng is a vital water source feeding into the Vaal River System. As you speak about all those dangers, how can one now get a clearer idea of the direct impact? Are you saying that this could essentially be a danger that one could face just by opening a tap or being in contact with the water? At what point?
No, I think for the Klip River, it's direct contact. So it's either you in the river, you're swimming in the river, you're using the water for any other kind of purposes. The river then flows, in terms of the water flowing into the Vaal, there's a whole lot of natural process that goes to that. I think what has to happen is that they need to test as well for along the line to see getting to the Vaal. Let me give you another example. Remember, there's still an ongoing case with the Sasol, where Sasol knowingly released substances into the integrated Vaal River System. But it's quite, substances such as vanadium, and a lot of that also settled into the soil. And the thing is, it becomes very localized with such heavy metals, etc., in the soil. But the the kind of flowing across the river, it doesn't flow into the Vaal Dam and it doesn't flow into our water, our drinking water, because that's abstracted from the Vaal Dam. But I think with this particular study, in terms of these toxins, we need to have additional studies done at the Vaal. But I think for now that I think this is a localized in that particular area because of the industries in that area specifically that would have leaked or thrown or illegally allowed effluent to flow into the river.
When it comes to expectations and really just moving this matter forward, what are you hoping will happen here as you raise the alarm and really have been for several years trying to get someone's attention when it comes to pollution?
I think we need to see better enforcement and we need to see better kind of consequence management, right? The problem is that now to kind of link where these toxic pollution comes from is very hard because, of course, it was settled in the soil and they did soil analysis, etc. So it's really hard to actually pinpoint where these came from. So who do you hold accountable? But what we need to do going forward is that we need to be able to have better enforcement. The Department of Water and Sanitation needs to be more visible in terms of charging, whether it's industry, whether it's government, for polluting our water. And then we need to see a concerted effort to start cleaning up the river. So there are natural ways that this can be done. You don't have to affect the river entirely, but you can clean the river systems. And I just have to say, the Klip River is an example of what is going on nationally in terms of our rivers around the country. So these are like our lifeline, and we have to start protecting them much more. And in fact, what you said is that how do we know this then doesn't come out of the tap, is that if we allow our rivers to continuously go down this polluted road, we are going to end up in a place where we're not going to be able to drink our water.
Shocking revelation. Thank you so much for speaking to us and weighing in on this discussion, Dr. Ferrial Adam.